it's so good to be mad. It's so good to be mad. We're brothers.
I was literally just singing it in my head. Are you kidding me?
And we're singing.
And we're colored. Oh. Give me a high. Damn, that was a good high
That was
five.
a good high five. I just wanted to remind you we're not hyped.
Shit.
You don't have to come.
It's okay.
I'll be alright tonight. You don't have to come. It's okay, girl.
Can we like this?
I hope that Queer Aunties gives us another karaoke.
We
I'm not
need-
gonna defend the title. I just want to go. and
No,
watch.
but you got listen. No, at this point, I think there has to be a winner's circle area where you're like, oh, past winners, you just sit here, kick your feet up. Don't worry about it.
I could get into that. It's VIP. They just bring me to their mouth.
Okay.
It'd be nice.
Okay.
I can get into it.
Do a little guest appearance.
Mhm.
Just give the
A little
kids a little
buzz
shine. Okay.
I just wave at the people as they come in.
Listen, we should insert the clip of your performance. At least a snippet.
a little snip.
At least somebody threw that flannel at you. Just that one. Just that one part.
Just that one little part.
Something. Listen.
What a wild time.
Y'all remember the beginning of this pod when SK was singing musicals all the time?
I literally just posted it to the stories today. I was reminiscing. We're still dream girls.
Somebody get her. Somebody get her. Her and
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Me and Cameron we were literally in the car doing Hamilton like this yesterday.
No.
Should have seen it.
Oh, you should have put it. That's the thing.
It probably
The Hamilton people will probably love it. They're
Eat
like,
it up.
they get it. These people,
They get it. appropriate.
I saw somebody make a video and they were like, I don't think anybody goes harder than Hamilton. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the word. Hamilton, yeah, girls. They're like, they know every word and they just love it. And
Absolutely.
I was like,
You ain't never seen a white girl rap till you seen that bitch love Hamilton.
that's so crazy to
It's
me.
the best.
I don't know why, but it just makes me think of Save the Last Dance.
Which is just terrible. Did you see that one guy on the internet?
Yeah, we can't keep that. And this is how you get into Juilliard.
It was like
That was
she did
so
the heel
funny.
toe for us like this.
Listen, in
slow
slow
motion.
That's so funny. I can't. Listen. And you can't tell us as kids that we're like, she ate that up.
Oh, I knew I was gay when Chanel first entered the screen.
Well, facts.
I said, the fit.
You're
Everything about it said, she ain't supposed to have no baby with no man. She's supposed to be out here kissing girls.
Literally. You're for me.
Truly. And then the next thing I saw her in was fucking She Hate Me. Changed my life. You ever seen She Hate Me?
What year did that come out?
Ooh, well, it's Spike Lee, so let's give
Okay.
it the 90s.
Okay.
Let's give it the 90s, and I'm just gonna guess that it came out in 93 because...
Ooh, that makes sense. Because
It's
that's the year I was
just-
born, so it makes sense why I did not see it.
Well, I was only born in 89, so at 4 I didn't see it either.
You might have seen it at 6. Is it?
Might have.
You know how we grew up.
I'm about to look it up.
We were watching
I'm about to-
some
let me
movies.
tell
I'm
you.
like, why was I watching this when
Because I was
a kid?
terrible. Because I was terrible. She Hate Me. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
She Hate Me?
She Hate Me.
She hate me.
She Hate Me.
She hate me.
What year did it? Oh my God, 2004.
Get outta here.
That's why I saw it.
Dang.
'Cause I
No,
was-
I was on.
What?
She hate me.
She Hate Me, and it's crazy. Here's how crazy this is. That we're talking about this because today's episode, we should probably do an intro real quick.
Right. That's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
SK.
And I'm Soy.
And this is Hella Good, the podcast.
Yes, welcome back.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Come here. Come here. I want to tell you about She Hate Me and why it's so perfect. She Hate Me.
Okay.
I just keep trying to come back around to She Hate Me because it was pivotal for me as a child.
Really?
Absolutely. She Hate Me is about this guy who gets fired from pharmaceuticals for whistleblowing or some bullshit.
Okay.
He can't figure out how to make money. And then his ex-girlfriend, Kerry Washington, and her new bitch show up to her house
No.
and are like, give me that man milk. Girl, that's a line. No. That's literally a line from the movie.
No.
And then give $10,000 to
They give him?
Yeah, they give him $10,000 to the sperm. To fuck. And he gets to fuck both of them. Yeah, and she gets pregnant. And then she tells the homie. The whole movie is about him knocking up all of these women naturally. Naturally. That's the part that
Yeah,
you don't really
you're
need.
like, let me skip that
You don't
part.
really need that part. But TTC.
Dang.
How perfect is that?
Oh my gosh, that's such a crazy tie-in.
Isn't that crazy?
What we do,
It always go come back.
That's so crazy, y'all.
Always go come back.
Wow. What a crazy way
If you
to end
see
up.
She
Right.
Hate Me, let me know. I think it's a lesbo classic. It's
OG
not about
TTC.
lesbians.
I'm
but
gonna
it's
watch
about-
it now. I'm gonna watch it with SK later.
Can't
my
wait.
reaction.
Can't wait. It's gonna be perfect because you're gonna love it. The moment Kerry Washington comes on the scene, you're like, good.
Mm-hmm.
She's with somebody kind of Latin as her wife. And the girl gets mad because, of course, they maybe want to, I don't know if I really have feelings. It's too much, I don't know about that extra part.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Look at that. Dive right into TTC, y'all. So, this is our TTC episode.
For those of you who don't know what TTC means.
Right. There you go. Go on and get that.
TTC simply means trying to conceive.
Okay.
It is a word that people
The straights
use.
do it.
They do.
We do it too.
All the people use it.
A little different in the methods, but all that, it ends in a baby sometimes.
Yeah. Most times. When done
Right.
well or in the right sequence. Who knows?
Right.
We're going to talk only about what we do know.
Right. Our own experiences, which is vastly different than, most people. So, you gonna go first?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fair.
I think you should go first.
Okay.
Let's talk about the method in which you and your partner, who carried in your partner.
Okay.
Start from the top.
Backstory, even before.
Perfect.
I was like, I don't know, maybe 8 years old. And like, I always, bitch, I'm going back down. Okay? Don't get that shit. Dig up the old shit. Okay? Listen, like 8 years old, and I remember being like, oh, I love kids. Like, I always love kids. And I was like, can't wait to like have kids. But I was like, how are they gonna get here? Because me personally, I never wanted to carry a baby or push a baby out.
I love that.
And this is from 8 years old. So I was like,
I'm
gonna have to figure something out. Or I was like, I'm just not gonna have kids.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, I was like, I'm just so not interested. And I don't know what it is, y'all. Don't ask me. Maybe my therapist gonna let me know. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I was just never interested in like
carrying.
carrying.
That's not that weird. I think it just sounds weird because we was raised by boomers who feel and we're immigrants. They feel like that's what we are meant to do.
That's it. That's all we can do.
They really don't have, But I think I used to date women who were interested in men, who were very femme present, all of the things, and they still didn't want to carry.
See?
Some people just don't want to carry.
I found my people. Listen.
Some people just
So
don't
yeah,
have
very
a
much
desire.
was not interested in carrying for all of my life. So by default, yes, you can assume my partner carried both pregnancies.
Accurate.
Yeah. So I was a non-carrying parent, y'all.
That's beautiful. Not carrying parents still is in a beautiful, beautiful position to be in.
Listen, I'm not mad at it. Okay, I was there and I caught. I was there.
You got the babies.
That's it. I found my way to motherhood.
There you go. Okay. First baby is 4.
Yes.
How was baby Arlo conceived? Okay. Were they both conceived the same way?
No.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So Arlo, he is 4 years old, like I said, and was conceived via IUI. So IUI is basically when they have a super long catheter, and at the end of it is a little syringe of sperm, and you just put it as close to the egg as you can get. You give it a little boost. That's different than natural sex because obviously once the sperm enters, it has to swim a long way to get to an egg. So basically it's like a little head start for the swimmers.
We're gonna actually make sure that we give y'all some knowledge, and we're gonna make sure that I'm just gonna type in IUI and define so that because each of us had different ways.
Yeah,
you're getting so I'm just
a whole plethora of things.
Yes, this means intrauterine
insemination. Yeah,
that's all. Meaning it gets all the way to the uterus.
Yeah.
Into
super
the
close.
uterus.
Super close. And then basically like the sperm has to like take a half step in its egg there. And hopefully it fertilizes it and all is well. But the success rate for that is kind of low. I think it's something let me guess it, see if it's right. I remember right from when we went to the thing. I think it's like 45%, maybe.
That's so funny.
What?
No.
That's so funny. No.
The answer's no.
What is
As of June 9th, 2023, the IUI success rate is between 10 and 30%.
That's right, because it took us 5 times, y'all. So that makes damn.
That makes sense. It's hard to do.
They gave us a higher rate. They probably wanted to get our money.
They were like, come on. They're like, maybe they did. Maybe where you went had a 45% rate.
Yeah, maybe. Because it wasn't for us. Ours wasn't 45 at all. 5 times in. God damn.
Closer to 30.
Right. A lot closer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did IUI with my first, and with the second, he's 8 months old right now, and we did reciprocal IVF, which was completely different. Like that was just insane. I would say I had more of a part in him being conceived. So it was more so like I had to get pumped up with a bunch of different meds. I was going to all of these GYN appointments. Y'all, it's not for the faint. Okay, I'm not gonna put too much into it. But basically, I was at the doctor like every other day because they have to make sure they checked on the size of my eggs and that they were growing and the numbers were right and if they have to change medication, all that stuff. So it was very, very involved, I would say, in the front end. And then once they retrieve all my eggs, I was done. That was it for me. Mm-hmm. And then that was my my partner's turn to kind of get her. She had to get drugs put in and all that other stuff. And then they took my eggs that were fertilized. There's a whole process in between that. And then for reciprocal IVF, it's reciprocal in vitro fertilization. That's the whole title officially. Mm-hmm. And then let's see, they fertilized my egg. Once they had a nice little viable embryo, we told them pick the best one. We don't care what it is, boy or girl. Pick the best one. They picked the best looking one, and then they implanted it. And first try, there he goes.
We got baby Yo-Yo.
That's it. Baby's tail. That's it.
That's amazing. So, just a small recap, making sure that the people are all on the same page.
Listen.
Baby Arlo was IUI. That is a long syringe into your uterus, getting it as close to the things as possible.
Yeah.
That took 5 tries. Success rate is 10 to 30%.
Yep.
The second one used not just IVF, which is the process of fertilizing the egg, watching it watching it work out, and then replanting it. Yeah. They also did reciprocal. So the egg that was fertilized was pulled from her and given to her wife, which is a big deal and really, really cool. And one of the few perks of America is like health benefits sometimes when you work somewhere cool. So you're able to do really, really amazing things like this.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Googling it, you'll know that these processes
are pricey. It's pricey.
Are crazy expensive.
Both of them are the IUI, I think we ended up spending maybe around $11,000 with all in, because each IUI was about $2,000 plus that
to do medication. Right.
So it was just it just tallied up over time, kind of thing. And then with the reciprocal IVF, luckily enough, it was a benefit through my employer, and then I didn't have to pay for anything, which is crazy. Yeah, it's very thankful and grateful that we were able to kind of complete our family in that way.
IVF success rate.
Okay, that might be 45%. Damn it!
The average success rate. Right? No. Well, research shows that IVF success rates with donor
That's
eggs.
wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's right here, 20 to 35.
Yeah. So it's still not a super high success rate.
It also has different rates depending on the age.
Yeah.
So obviously, the older women get, the harder it is. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. And that's
why
the
sperm viability. Like, there's so many different factors that really determine what's what.
Because my partner is 3 years older than me. So when we got pregnant with Arlo, I think she was what, 28? Let me lie. But yeah, she was older than I was, so that's why she went first. And then by the time it was my turn, I was like the same age she was when it was crazy. It was crazy.
That's so cute.
It was cute. It was a cute little. We did a thing. We did a thing.
That was cute.
Yeah. Okay, your turn. Tell us all about. And then this is a very unique perspective because one, SK is one of the few people that I know who is a non-birthing parent for one of her kids, but also a birthing parent for one of her kids. I just want to hear everything about it. Tell me everything.
Everything. That's so funny that you started when you were 8. I think
had to start young.
You know what I'm saying?
I put a line in the sand. Okay, I said, okay, I'm gonna do this.
You know what's so funny is that when I was young, I never really was like, I'm always gonna be a mom. Like, I know a lot of girls when they're young are like, they got baby dolls. Yeah, was not necessarily that kid, but I knew I'd have children, but mainly because, it's ingrained in you.
Yeah.
My mom, it just, when my grandkids, it's just this story that you're told. So I should just felt like what was going to happen. Shit. And then I decided that I liked girls and married one. And then I had to be like, what are we going to do now?
Right.
Luckily, my Lynn already had a son from her previous relationship. So we weren't in a rush.
Linda's family, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah. So we weren't in a rush to add. I didn't really need to, and he was at an age where he was a lot to deal with anyway. He was young at that time. So, literally, I feel like I woke up one day and I was like, I want to have a baby. I can't even call it. It was like something came over me, like I should be pregnant.
No,
I swear.
Wow.
And then I told my wife, like, we should have a baby. And she just assumed it was going to be her. And I was like, no, I think I'm going to have a baby. And it was like, oh, wow. And so we were like, okay. And that was literally it. We decided to start looking at all of the options. They were all very expensive. So we spent a little bit of time trying to consider if that was worth it or if we were going to try the natural way.
Yeah, girl.
So we did. I'm not going to give you too much on my like initial trials, but we ended up with this amazing person.
How did you find this person?
There's somebody we know personally.
Okay, see, there you
go. And was just like honored and happy to.
Aww,
it was like,
I love that.
Yeah, it was like
that.
absolutely. You know, has never changed. His tune has always just been amazing. And even killed the whole way through. Super helpful. What do y'all need? You know, really just amazing.
I love that.
And so we went natural, y'all, which means that we literally purchased the insemination kit. It's on Amazon if you need one, or you can just get a syringe from Walgreens. And I do mean that.
There you go.
I do mean that. We would get there. We would literally hit him up like, okay, we on Santa Monica. We coming up this, you know, and he would do it so it's as fresh as it could possibly be.
Right.
He'd open the door for us like, oh, it's on the bed. I'm gonna go out. Like leave the house.
I love that. And we would be privacy. What a gentleman.
Yeah, he was like, all right, y'all, let me know if you need anything. I'm gonna just be out.
Gentleman.
And so we would go in a room, fucking fill it up, legs up. You know, there's lots of things online that'll tell you all the positions and the ways.
So I would love to hear more about
a literal syringe.
Interesting, because I've seen people say that you use like a diva cup and you flip it inside out.
I've done all of that.
Okay.
So when I was trying earlier, there was about a year where I was trying and we miscarried originally. So I had got the first try, I got pregnant and then we miscarried. So after that, we tried a million different ways. It was like, the internet is a deep dark hole. Let me tell you.
Find whatever you're looking
that
for.
motherfucker will tell. It'll tell you things you don't need to know. You shouldn't have access to.
No.
You know what I'm saying? People are like, wear the sperm for 4 days. People are like, if you do this with the sperm, it'll happen. If you keep your legs up, the whole drive. Like people will give you all of this crazy stuff. I did this shit for a year and never got pregnant. I finally was talking to one of my homies who had other fertility or found out about fertility issues because of a thyroid or something. And she was like, you should go see somebody. So we literally looked somebody up, paid a couple $100 for a consultation. It was like a super specialty fertility lady. And she did an x-ray and was just kind of
like tube or something?
I had
PCOS?
Yeah. Just PCOS.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk, you know, but you don't even know.
Yeah.
You think these hairs in your chin just cause. You
Right.
don't fucking know that you
Right.
Shit, my mama had hairs in her chin. I didn't think nothing about it.
Distinguished.
I just like this a little bit sometimes. Just go like here, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Dude, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But they basically were like, you have PCOS. So whenever I was testing that I was ovulating, I just wasn't. I had all of like these home tests. They were like, you're missing the window. Yeah, you're not really, you're getting close to ovulation, but I ovulated maybe longer, but later. It was very weird. But
it was just a regular.
I didn't know what was going on with my body, and whatever I was testing wasn't enough to really help me.
Like, I don't know. I just be vibing.
That period show every minute surprised me. Every minute. I'd be like, oh yeah.
I forgot about your girl.
Come on. Shit. Come on, let's go. Shit. I didn't forget shit.
That's so funny.
So I really just wasn't in tune with my body at all because of those things, you know. And so once I met her, she was like, you do not have a lack of eggs. I'm looking at too many eggs.
Right.
So, it was...
We're moving on the egg now, okay?
Yeah.
The egg count
The egg count matters.
Ask about us.
It matters. Filled up.
Okay.
It was like 17 on that. It was hella. So they were like, you just are miscalculating.
Yeah.
So once we figured that part out, I had the homie. He set us up with our little scenario, and then it worked out. Like
so he did that for a year.
No, correct.
Okay. I was gonna say
there
one
was
patient man.
No. Wait, by the time we found that donor, twice.
Okay.
I did it once. I met the fertility specialist. We tried it once, tried it again, worked out.
Wow.
Just like
that.
Didn't know what was wrong.
Y'all. So quick interjection here. It is so important to know that sometimes when you're trying and you feel like you're doing everything right, it's just small details that can literally lead to success. It's like before we could do the IUI, it had to get it's like this thing where they inject ink to make sure both of your tubes are fully open. Yeah. If any one of them were blocked, that would really change everything as to like how they go about the whole procedure. So just making sure you do your due diligence, like SK did. You're trying to figure out if you're good.
Yeah, if something doesn't work, don't keep trying. Right. The internet.
That was TTC. Nor in life. In
life, go for it. Go for it. Never stop.
It's telling you something.
Give it a minute. See what's going on. Your body really, especially because like I know so many women who are just in tune with their body. I just thought it was something that came naturally. I am not.
You see all these oopsies babies all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't be that hard.
Really? Yeah.
Can't be that hard.
Right. So by the second time,
That was it. You're good.
worked out.
Interesting.
And that brought us legs. And he was great. Pregnancy was cool. Had a little baby.
SK worked like her whole pregnancy and then gave birth and then like went back to drop top with that damn baby.
Yeah, that's not untrue. I was
Definition
at
of
the
a working
hospital.
mom.
I was at the hospital. I'm that asshole that's like,
Is he done yet?
yeah. And like,
No,
what's
but I
next,
mean,
y'all?
listen, girl, how you think you pay for the birth, the delivery?
What do you want from me? This bill coming somewhere.
Okay.
Who gonna pay it?
Okay.
So we was in there working it
How'd
out.
you?
We was in there working it out.
Love to hear it.
When he was about 1, my Lynn decided she was ready to carry. She was like, I'm ready to have a kid. I want to make sure that they're close in age.
Okay.
Same donor. I think she also got pregnant first or second, but we didn't have to go very far.
Fertile Myrtle.
Fertile Myrtle.
Both of y'all.
So both of my kids are natural, so the same exact way. Store-bought syringe.
And when she says natural, she does not mean intercourse. Natural in the queer version of TTC. Like, you get the specimen,
And you plant the specimen as far as it can normally go.
That's it.
That's all it means.
That's it.
That's all it means.
That's
Unlike she hate me.
Okay?
We kept it
They
light.
were going to Pound Town. No Pound Town.
No.
Don't get it confused.
Don't know the way there. Don't
get
know
it
the way
confused.
there.
Get out your head already. I see you.
Don't even, get out of the comment.
Okay.
Just X out of the comment.
Because I know it's going to be...
Stop!
It's going to be the incels and they're
Yeah.
like, I knew it. You
Need a man. Need a man. You may as well have took. No. The answer's no. But my kids are bright and healthy. Maddox, my wife wanted to do a home birth. So that was great. And like, if you ever meet Maddox, we call him Mush. If you ever meet Mush, you'll know that he's just has always been the exact same since he was inside of the womb. Impatient, unreasonable, really manic, really, like he's a little bit of a nut job. He's great, So he got here too quick. We called the midwife to show up and she couldn't make it. And so I had to deliver that baby in my home on a bed. Babies are very slippery if you didn't know. Every time I say I delivered that baby, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's him like a fucking football. It was so big, slippery.
That's crazy.
Covered in slippery. I mean, you could never imagine they're as slippery as you thought. You see them with that. You see them with that blanket.
Shout out to doctors.
You see them with that towel or that blanket, but
like
you don't realize. If I can imagine the amount of babies that they've dropped. Truly.
Not even your fault.
You literally, it's out of your control.
Damn. Where's my grip gloves?
Somebody right around and
what's going on?
Yeah. Caught it like
A
this.
wide receiver. Got him.
And then punted.
Damn. Listen.
You forgot where you was.
Listen.
Now you're
Yeah,
like,
all right, doing the Heisman. Wait a second. Ooh. My bad, baby.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's my story.
Wow.
Yeah. There's so many different ways to create a family, obviously.
Yeah, so many. We literally just named like 3 different ways.
Literally 3 different ways. There's so many more than that. And I think that queer people really just have to find the thing that works for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Find the solution. We need to probably shout more people out. I just learned about this cryobank that specifically is seeking Black donors, which is such a big deal because there's
I
literally...
really had that idea, and I was like, funding.
Of course.
Funding.
Yeah, because that's really what it takes. It's like, what are you going to give these people? have to fund them.
Listen,
with money.
Listen, they do, but here's the thing. So, and here, I feel like this can be a different episode, but I'm gonna inject on it slightly. Is that the debate within the queer community about there not being that many Black donors? I feel like people aren't looking at it in its entirety, right? People are like, oh, we don't have any Black donors, but it's like, okay, let's double down. For me, I had certain things in my DNA when they did my genetic testing that they were like, you can't have a baby with X, Y, and Z because the chances of your kid being blind and deaf or both are like this percentage is like 85% versus like, or if you get somebody who's like this kind of person, then if you look at their DNA and their family history and it's like, damn, okay. There's just so many different things that it's like, you want to be as informed as possible.
Yeah.
And so I think for a lot of banks, they are putting, like, unfortunately, our DNA is just different, right? Like, I think Black people as a collective, we're very, and I'm the same way. I didn't ask for my DNA to be, what do you call it? I don't know what they did, analyzed. Basically, I had to go in for blood to test my shit to make sure I didn't have like these markers for something. And then they were like, well, while we're at it, here's your origin and where you're from. And I was like, I didn't ask for this.
Oh, wow.
They just did it. It was like part of the thing.
Jesus. I don't think I...
Anyways,
Strange.
so but I'm like that. I'm like, I don't want to come up with some database where someone's
Correct.
like, oh, you might like
Right.
I'm like, no. So for me, I think it's just one, we don't like people in our like DNA or our business, which fair enough. I hear it.
Got it. You're saying for reasons why there maybe aren't enough black donors, like the whole story.
Right, because a lot of these banks require the backstory, the
I mean,
5 generations back.
I mean, at the end of the day, if there's any type of requirement like that, then it's clear that there's a systemic issue excluding black people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if there are these specific requirements and only this small demographic could ever fit within it, then you're not being inclusive enough anyway.
I think it's twofold though. I think it's, yes, they're not being inclusive enough. They're not making it or changing the criteria to fit people with different backgrounds.
But you're saying like black folks also have a hard time.
We don't trust the medical field,
100%.
which is like
For the best
me with the
reasons.
COVID vaccine, y'all.
For the best reasons, Henrietta Lacks,
Listen.
the fucking Tuskegee experiments,
Okay.
whatever. I feel you. So like for good reason,
Right.
black folks have not trusted the medical system.
Right, and then
in
also with
general.
things like sickle cell and lupus, like I just feel like
Right.
people need to understand that people need the full picture. People need the full picture.
Right.
So it's like if you're gonna be hesitant for people to like, I don't know, learn more about your family history than you want it to be, then
Yeah.
that's usually a hiccup for
You're
a lot of
gonna
people. So I'm
do
curious to see how that bank goes about it, because
I agree.
to compete with these like national, I mean, if you just want a donor and you don't want to know anything about them, then sure, maybe that could work for some people.
Yeah.
But I know that like
There's already extremely limited
like,
numbers,
it's-
and then on top of that, I
right.
care.
That's what
Yeah.
It's
I
like
think
it's
that-
just dwindling.
Every weirdly, when we got pregnant, like 3 of our friends, lesbian couples, also got pregnant, all with boys, which is just the strangest thing. It was so strange. It was like, I think it's because we're meant to change the next generation.
I think so too.
And men are
Because
so
our boys are
trash,
so different.
but ours are. I
Yeah.
think that's literally it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I
we
can't
don't
wait.
even have a
I can't wait for a
dissect
society
that.
where we have like
A whole
good
bunch of
humans that are
ours
males.
walking around. Yeah.
right.
But same thing. They're both educators, like scholars. You know what I mean? Like published scholars. And you've got 12 black candidates across the entire country.
Yeah. That
3 of which
went to
they
college or whatever.
barely.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
that
kinda
it
cute.
just starts to, and you care.
Yeah.
Yes, you could say, okay, if I had a one night stand randomly one time,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what my baby is. But if that's not the type of person
Because
you
you
are,
are, right.
and you would be very
Mhm.
strategic and selective about the person
Yeah.
that you lay with, why would you not be as strategic about the person that is going to
Yeah.
help to form your baby? And so it's like, I think there not being enough donors is one thing.
Yes.
Enough incentive is another thing. Because I agree, funding is funding.
Funding is funding.
At the end of the day, people want to be paid to do the right thing.
Of
And
course.
people of caliber want to be paid more.
Okay.
You
Because
know
if I
what I'm
got my PhD, why am I getting
Why
paid the same
am
as-
I just, unless I care about it from my heart, right? Unless
Right.
it's just some nice thing that I care to do and this is
Yeah.
my philanthropic contribution.
This is how I help society.
Right. I just feel populate that.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's like that, you want to be compensated and you want to be compensated well. You know, you remember that scene of Atlanta Housewives reunion where Phaedra is reading Kenya down. Kenya can't even respond. All Phaedra is saying is, this is my husband and he made these kids. And she's like, what we will know is that your man needed $7 for a pizza. So he came in a cup and you went to the like God damn.
I mean,
You have to read me down like
I
might not be wrong. But
Listen.
if all niggas is getting is enough money for a slice of pizza,
right? Is it even?
then nobody is getting quality
No.
candidates. And
No.
nobody is getting the right.
But I think what it is, so I think it's a tier thing. Like some banks won't even take you if you didn't go to college. Like if you don't have a degree of some sort.
Yes.
Some will pay you more if you have it, but they'll also take you if you don't.
Yeah.
Which is like, it all depends on
It's
what's
tiers.
important to you. And not to say that there is a specific way to go about trying to find a donor. And if that goes for known donor or anonymous or through a bank, all that's the same. If it's important to you, look into it.
Yeah.
If it's not, then you're fine, then that's fine too.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the whole, like, we don't have a lot of black donors thing comes in, because one, we know that black women are the most educated.
Yeah.
So obviously,
100%.
maybe some of them can't even qualify because they don't have a degree of some sort. And then on top of it, if they're like, okay, you qualify because you got a degree, but now we need to know your 5 generations back. What's your family history like? Or we need to draw your blood and get your whole like genetic makeup. And they're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I don't want you to know that much about me. I don't want you to take my little whatever,
My little
my
contribution
deposit,
I have,
right? And I'm gonna keep it pushing after you pay me. It's tough.
There's also something about quality Black men that they just can't understand giving away sperm.
Yeah, I was gonna say they harbor it.
They harbor it. They think that there is like I went to Howard, bitch.
Girl.
I'm the corporate CEO.
Okay, I don't want to have a kid running around.
I can't know that there's my seed in the world. Like,
yeah.
first off, your seed's not as important as you're
Right.
making it. You're wasting it right now, putting it in that sock or putting
Okay.
it down the sink, bitch.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
they've been around. They're around.
Chill, you know, like I really do
No,
feel that
they
way.
do.
Like, there were a couple of donors that we asked early on that we thought were the same, right? So
Right.
educate, like the
Yeah.
kind of people who you think are liberal enough or open enough or progressive
No,
enough.
they get so
But
touchy
I
about
realized
that.
that the more elevated or educated or whatever a Black man is, the more
Mhm.
conservative he
Yeah.
actually is.
Yeah.
And he feels like there is this.
All of a sudden, it's his body, his choice. Just like you go, just like that. You go
Just
just
straight
like
like
that.
that.
Listen,
Straight like
it's
that.
very
Like,
interesting.
I can't even imagine having. You could have one right now. You
Literally.
know, never put up. You never
could
wrap
have
that dick up.
in
You
college,
can't-
right?
You could have one right now. You've
You
never
know about.
You've never
Remember
respected
that one
your
girl
sperm.
that you didn't pull out fast enough,
and then
you
you
was
laughed
never
about her,
around,
never called her again. You
She
ain't
has a
worried.
She has a 6-year-old right now. That
No.
has your eyes. He has your eyes.
I went to Mexico on running tricks on bitches. Y'all thought these motherfuckers was never fertile.
Right.
Y'all don't care.
They don't.
You never cared about your sperm
When it can't
before.
be touched, right? If it can't come back to you, they don't give a
You didn't care about your sperm
Yeah,
before.
that's
but
crazy.
now you hate the gays and you'll never give your sperm. Got it.
That was we were looking. We thought we were gonna do the known donor route for a while, just because there was no we waited
Yeah.
for so long, so we found like a Black donor to pop up,
Yeah.
and we were like, if we don't find one, then we just gotta
What
ask
we
these
gonna
people.
do? Yeah.
We were like, look, we were like, you need the donor. We lived this walking around like,
Look,
okay, you
for
can
real.
get one.
Same.
We're like, if we like our college friends were like, okay, look at a list of people. who-
Same.
Like it's literally like,
Yeah.
we're like, okay, who can we ask? And it's
Yeah.
like it gets to the point where it's like, even if it's like a gay man, sometimes they're like, no.
Yeah.
Or like, I want to be part of the kid's life too. And that was something that was big for us. We were like, we just don't want, it's already confusing. You're already living a life that's not the norm.
I mean, barely. It's 2023.
It's 2023, but depending
But yes.
on what area you're at,
But yeah,
it's not
around
the norm.
you, people. Yes.
At my kid's school, we the only
Oh, yeah?
same-sex
that's
family.
good to know.
So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's getting there.
Yeah.
But we
it
not
ain't
there.
all the way there.
So it's like I was like the dynamic itself. We wanted it to be something that we both felt comfortable with,
Yeah.
and that's why we were like,
no
no donor is cool, but you gotta know and play your role. Like you can come to a birthday party.
Do you have a no donor?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
no.
I understand.
Yeah. I mean, anonymous to the kids till they're 18. Then they can get
And
to
then
the
open
stuff.
after 18, they can
yeah.
look.
They get all his information.
Look at that.
Yeah,
That's great.
And that's why we're so like hard pressed on making sure that we had a Black donor and that they had the same donor.
Yeah.
That's why we were like, we don't
Right.
want it to be like your
Yeah,
donor's
you
great,
go, yeah,
and then your
yours
donor
is
looks
terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you got dealt shitty cards. So
Yeah,
like, if he's shitty, then y'all
At
gonna
least
get
both of
shitty,
y'all,
right?
At
We
least
share
both of y'all
shitty
leave him
together.
alone. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about that nigga.
But hopefully, he cool. So,
Fingers crossed.
but yeah, or maybe they don't want to be neither, which is fine too.
Which is great.
Yeah, they have the option, which we wanted
Their
them
choice.
to have.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Mine is. Yeah, we see our donor all the time. It's great, a huge part of our life. So, yeah, I think that it's important to be able to have the option. I don't think that you need to know the donor. I don't think you need to be a part. I think it's having the option and making the choice that is best for you. I think is the most ideal scenario. Because I agree. I ain't sharing raising my kids with nobody.
That's just the hardest
I'm
part.
already sharing with my wife.
Stop, not sharing.
I am. We got two different, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
already two people
Yeah.
raised two completely different ways,
Yeah.
not always agreeing
Parenting
on the
styles
right
are
thing,
different,
parenting
yeah.
stuff. So it's like, adding another person to that?
Yeah.
To what?
That's gonna muddy the water.
What you talking about?
That's why. Listen.
What you
that's
talking
really
about?
what I said.
He
And I
should
was
be
like,
in solids?
Right.
What you talking about? Why are you here? I don't
You
need
read
it.
what on what?
I don't need it.
care.
I don't need it.
I don't care.
I don't need it. We pay for your contribution.
Right. You've been rewarded handsomely,
Yeah.
sir.
Handsomely.
Good day.
Your legacy lives on.
Literally.
Move, get out of here.
God. That's so funny.
So funny.
So this was the TTC episode. Really good. We know that we covered a lot. It was definitely one of our more lengthy episodes. So if you have any questions, please comment them down below. We'd love to answer them. Literally, we get asked these questions all the time. So it's not a burden at all. Please reach
Tell us
out.
your follow-ups.
Yeah.
If you have any need advice, somewhere to go or
Mhm.
anything like that, please just let us know. We're happy to try to be a resource where we can, and we're just glad y'all was rocking with us.
Yeah, we
So
appreciate
there you
y'all.
are. Yeah.
It's been a solid. How many months has it been now? 6 months? 5
No.
months? No, 4, 3. Dang.
You know,
Sorry, I don't know time
If you
at
feel
all.
it feels like forever.
Literally.
Love y'all.
Yes.
This was hella good.
This was hella good.